My name is Bob Borchard, coming to you from Old Town Mariposa. This show is brought to you by Bet's Gold Coin, and I have with me again one of my more interesting new friends, Sean Hubbert. Sean, welcome back.
Thank you.
And
Having me back.
we talked a little bit about your background. You're a high school graduate of Mariposa High, class of
85.
Class of 85.
Doesn't seem long ago, but it kind of was.
Well, you know, we talked a little bit about your job in the film industry, and you've got you're a film editor, and you're going into film production, and you have a number of pretty important credits to your career. But one of the things I'd like to talk about a little bit today, you know, up here in the mountains, we see technology working, and several others read about what's going on. But the technology, communication arts, are going through some really dramatic changes as a result of the internet. And we've spoke a little bit about this, and I was wondering if maybe you could share some of those views here with the folks from Mariposa.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, the big thing that I know from my end, especially in the television world, is that the big networks are, you know, they're going, you know, they'll, I don't know how much life they have left, but they don't have a lot of life left because of the internet and streaming services. I mean, there's a lot of original program, you know, being made for those. You know, shows like yours. I mean, you can get your message out to all over the world now. You know,
And we do.
And you do. And so, with that being said, you know, the big companies that have always sort of held the monopoly over everything, they're going away, and it's a really kind of a cool and exciting time now, because, you know, communities can have shows that are about their communities. You know, it's not a show about you know, something happening in another state, or, I mean, you can make your show about everything that's happening here, and I think that's really great. You know,
we've talked a little bit about this. Technology has given us access. One of the important aspects of this whole thing is the quality of the production, because there are so many people who have access. So getting through the crowd and getting your message out and your vision is kind of a challenge.
Well, I mean, for me, storytelling is the most important thing. I mean, you can have every bell and whistle known to man, and that's not going to make you a good storyteller. You know, there are some people who can tell great jokes, and there's some people who can't tell any jokes. You know, there's an art to telling the joke, and it doesn't matter that, you know, you have 5 cameras on you doing it. If you can do that and you can tell that story, people are going to listen. You know, and so I mean, that's just something I always try to live by, is that not to get caught up in what my software programs can do. You know, always remember that it is all based on telling a good story.
One of the things that I've been noticing, and again, you've shared some ideas with me about this as well. With the internet, there seems to be a merging, in my observation, of the media. I see newspapers with websites that have video in content where reporters are actually doing newscast kind of reporting of events, activities, and things of that nature. We're seeing on-demand television, so people can watch what they want to watch, when they want to watch it, and where they want to watch it. We have handheld devices, and so we are entirely mobile. You know, I'm an old man, and I remember when a television set took up a big portion of the living room.
Weighed a lot too.
Weighed a lot too. But now we've got you'll carry it around in a cell phone.
Exactly.
How do you see that this merging, this industry, this video, multimedia stuff affecting your industry, your side of the industry in the future?
I mean, when I first started, it was always, you sort of picked a job in the industry. You know, you were a composer, you know, writing music, or you were a writer, or you were a cameraman, or you were, you know, an editor. For now, I find myself having to be a cameraman, a film editor, a producer. You know, it's like you wear a lot of hats now. Because technology is so accessible, you know. Back in the day, you know, you had to spend your whole career learning how to run, you know, a camera, and the art of running a camera. And now, you know, you can pick it up and push a button. You still have to be creative and good at doing it. Just because it's so easy doesn't make, you know, the content you're creating good. It all goes back to having a solid foundation in storytelling. And, you know, if you go from that, everything else you can kind of fake your way through a lot of stuff technically, you know, but you have to have the storytelling down.
Well, so the real key element in all of this is the story, is the production, is the trying to make sure that what you're putting out there is of value and interest. We've kind of had a focus with our show that we were in the business of informing, educating, and entertaining the people who have been watching our program. And interestingly enough, there's been a lot of people. Been a great surprise to us how many people have gotten involved in watching our little shows here in Old Town Mariposa. But there's a lot of changes going on, and with respect to product, it's giving more people access into media productions.
Yeah. Well, I think that you know, I was really excited to hear that you know, the high school provides a multimedia class now, or several multimedia classes. I think that's fantastic. I didn't have any of that growing up. You know, I had to stick to.
Neither did I.
You know, yeah. I mean, you know, I had band and I had art, but that was it. You know, so I think that's really important. You know, it's really important, and it's really important for young people that, you know, graduate from here, that it's not impossible to go out and do so, you know, to really follow a dream. You know, really, you know, I don't want to tell someone, you know, you got to leave Mariposa to do that, and you don't have to. But when I graduated, I kind of ran. You know, I was like, I'm out of here. 18, and I'm out of here. And, you know, in the last 10, 12 years, I spend my whole time going, how do I get back here? You know, and I mean, for me, that's, you know, this is home. You know, the minute I drive down that hill and I see town, I mean, I have a smile. It's like I don't think about, you know, what shows I have to have finished next week. It's just like, oh, I'm home.
You know, Sean, I gotta share something personally with you. Sometimes you have to leave a place in order to really appreciate it. And I've watched. I've been here for a number of years, and I've watched a lot of young people go through the process like you have. Go out of town in order to gain perspective.
Yeah.
And with my own kids, they don't appreciate this town until they've been away from it for a while, and then they come home.
Yeah.
And it's old. You were sharing with me a story about the gold coin, and I happen to know a little bit about that place. You know, things have changed around here a little bit.
Yeah, well, the gold coin is definitely different than when I was growing up. I mean, the gold coin was always a mystery, a legend. You know, it was what was, you know, as a young kid, you know, what's behind those big, dark double doors. And I remember when I finally turned 21, I came back for some reason, and a friend of mine was with me, and I said, let's go to the gold coin. And we kind of opened it up, and it was like one light bulb hanging in the middle of the thing, you know, the room, and there was pool table and people, and I was kind of like, this is it? This is what you know, it was funny. It was a good laugh, but what's really exciting now is that what you've done to it, I mean, just yesterday, to be able to take my 6.5-year-old daughter and go and have a burger there, you know, and we still sit there going, can you believe this? You know, this is where it's just cool. It's just cool. I love it.
The whole town has gone through kind of an interesting metamorphosis, and I think you were talking a little bit earlier this morning about that as well, and the coin has gone through its evolutionary steps. But if you look around at some of the other businesses,
it's definitely an icon here. You know, when you come down, I mean, it is one of the first businesses you see when you come in to town. It's just really. I mean, it was closed for a while, but I'm really excited to see it just flourish. And you know, every time I go by, it's full. You know, and it's a good feeling to realize that there's things that are, you know, things are going well in downtown Mariposa.
Downtown Mariposa has been doing really well. Yeah. And I'm getting the wrap-up sign again from my good friend over there, Walt. He's smiling. I pay attention to that. When I can make Walt smile, it means a lot to me. Walt, of course, is our instructor, multimedia instructor up at the high school. At any rate, I have to sign off now. I really appreciate you coming here.
Thank you.
And I want
to
thank everybody out there for joining us today, and my good friend Sean, and I'll see you next time.